Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nasalli ala rasulihil kareem. So we're discussing phrases, and before we go on to the next phrase, a brief recap again. So we have phrases, and the phrase we discussed was the descriptive phrase, which is made up of what? Mawsoof and sifa. And the second phrase was demonstrative phrase, which is made up of ismul ishara and musharun ilay. The point we mentioned yesterday was that every noun, every ismul ishara does not have to have a musharun ilay. You can use the ismul ishara independently, and if the word after has alif lam, that becomes the musharun ilay. This is good, or this pen is good. You can use either. Today now, I would like to discuss the third type of phrase. What's this phrase called? The possessive phrase. What does possession mean? You have something. You have something, or another word you can say you own something, or even you attribute something. It always has to be ownership. Okay? Okay. So for example here, I have the Prophet of Allah. You see? So it is owned, or you can say it's attributed. And Allah is the owner, or the thing you're attributing it to. And this of is what shows possession. Okay? The Book of Allah, this is what is owned, this is the owner. And then we have the Queen of England. So the Queen doesn't own England, but you get what I'm saying? I brought this example to show you that she doesn't own England, but it's attributed. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So whether there's an ownership or an attribution, it's called possession. Okay? And you use the word of. There's also the word apostrophe S, we'll discuss that later. But of is the easiest way to use it. Okay? Now how do you make it Arabic? How do you use this possession in Arabic? The first thing is, the thing that is owned comes first. When you use of, the same exact order. So we're saying here, the Prophet of Allah. Correct? So, who is being owned or attributed? The Prophet. That will come first. Rasul, the owner, the attributed. Then, the owner or the thing you're attributing it to will come second, which is in this scenario what? Allah lafzul jalala. You bring that second. Yep. It's owner that attributed to. Now, this word, the second word, becomes what? Majroor. In the mawsoof sifa, the sifa will match the mawsoof. Remember they match in ding? Yeah? And ismul ishara musharun ilay, what happened? The musharun ilay will, depending on what position it is in a sentence, it becomes marfu or mansoob or majroor. In the mudaf ilay, the second word, the second word, the owned, the owner, that will always be majroor. Here, see this? Kasra.
What is majroor mean again?
Has a kasra, has a zir, or a kasra, zir in Urdu, kasra, Arabic. Yeah? So the second, this will depend on the sentence. If it's, for example, it becomes a mubtada, it will be marfu. If it becomes a fa'il, it becomes marfu. If it's a maf'ul, it becomes mansoob. Yeah? But here, the second word will always be majroor. You understand? That's a rule to remember. In the other adjective, in the previous two, the sifa will be what? Marfu, mansoob and majroor, depending on the mawsoof. If the mawsoof is marfu, that will also be marfu. Same with the ism ishara musharun ilay. The musharun ilay does not have a fixed i'rab. It will be marfu depending on the position of the sentence. Do you understand? But the mudaf, the second word, which is called mudaf ilay, that must be what? Majroor. Okay? So the first one is called the mudaf, second one is called mudaf ilay. Musharun, ismul ishara musharun ilay. So the second one is called the thing you are attributing to. That's called mudaf ilay. And this is called what? Mudaf. Yeah? So the mudaf, the owned or the attributed thing you're talking about, basically the main thing you're talking about will come first. That doesn't have a fixed i'rab, that depends on the sentence position. Then you have the second word, which is majroor, which is the owned or the thing you're attributing it to, called the mudaf ilay. And that must be in a state of majroor. Make sense? Okay. And the first word will vary according to the position of the sentence. Yeah. Look at this now. What is this? Read it. You go ahead first. Okay, read it whole properly with the i'rab. Don't do waqf. Kitabullahi. Yeah? So kitabullahi. Now what's the structure of this? Mudaf ilay. Can you mawsoof sifa?
No.
Why?
Because mawsoof sifa, because
they have to match in what?
Ding.
Do they match in ding?
No.
Can this be ismul ishara musharun ilay?
No.
Because this is not hadha, hadani, haula'i, tilka, tanika. It doesn't have these. And the second word is majroor. So this is mudaf and this is what? And translation?
The book of Allah.
The book of Allah. Next one.
يوم القيامة.
Now, see, I took it off there. You got an easy one. Qiyamati. See, even they don't even have the matching. They don't have the matching muzakkar muannas as well. Because qiyamah is muannas because of the ta marbuta. Yawm is not. Translation of this?
The day of judgment.
The day of judgment. So of comes in here. And this can be yawmu, yawma, or yawmi, depending on the whole sentence, wherever yawm comes. You get what I'm saying?
So the mudaf can change.
Yes.
In its states, but the mudaf ilayhi will never change.
Always majroor.
Regardless of what situation.
Yes, it's majroor. Okay. Next one. This one.
Ni'matullah.
Ni'matallah.
He.
Why are you saying he? What state is it in? Majroor.
Majroor.
Why is it majroor? Because it's what? In structure.
In structure. Well, it doesn't. I can't remember.
It's becoming the mudaf ilay.
Mudaf ilayh.
It's becoming what?
Mudaf.
Which is what? The thing you attribute to. So that thing you attribute to always becomes is always in what state?
Ni'mah is attributed to
Allah. You get it? So this is the ni'mah of Allah. The blessings of Allah. The blessing of Allah. The gift of Allah. Next one.
Ajru al-akhirati.
Ajrul akhirati. Translation. Ajr means?
Great
No, ajr means reward.
reward.
And akhirah means? Akhirah?
hereafter.
Hereafter. So what will it be?
What's that reward? The reward of the hereafter.
The reward of the hereafter. You understand? And this will be what? This can be marfu, mansoob, majroor depending on the sentence position. And akhirah will have to be what? Majroor. Next one.
Ayatul kitabi.
Translation. Ayat came before. Signs.
Signs of the book.
Signs of the book or the signs of the book. Yeah? And this is majroor because why?
Because it's mudaf ilayhi.
Yeah. All of these first words are called what? What's the name of these first words? What are they called?
Mudaf.
Mudaf. What's the name of the first word?
Mudaf.
Mudaf. And the second word is?
Ilayh.
Not ilay, but mudaf ilay.
Mudaf.
Mudaf ilay. So mudaf, and these are what?
Mudaf.
So what's it made up of? Mudaf.
Mudaf. Mudaf ilayhi.
So you had mawsoof sifa, ismul ishara musharun ilay, and now you have mudaf ilay. And these join to become phrases, which then become what? Fa'il, maf'ul, zarf, mubtada, khabar. What are the phrases again? Mawsoof sifa, ismul. Yeah, your turn.
What we do?
The list, all the phrases, the parts. So mawsoof,
اسم الإشارة.
no, mawsoof sifa.
موصوف صفة. اسم الإشارة مشار إليه. مضاف إليه.
Mudaf ilay. Your turn.
موصوف صفة. اسم الإشارة إشارة إليه.
Musharun ilay.
مشار إليه. and the
Mudaf.
مضاف إليه.
Mudaf ilay. Okay. Whose turn? Your turn? This one. Qawm means nation, and Nuh is the name of the Prophet. So what would it be?
It'd be قومي نوح. No.
It can be qawmu, qawma, or qawmi, but we don't know what it is because it's not in the sentence.
نوحي.
So it'd be Nuh. Why are you saying one kasra? Nuhin.
نوحين. Yeah, because
No alif lam.
yeah.
So it has to be tanween. So qawmu Nuhin. What translate as?
قوم means again.
Nation, people.
So the people of Nuh.
The people of Nuh, the nation of Nuh, alayhi salatu wassalam. And then
Is it Noor a name?
yeah.
So would it be indefinite? The definite?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
But remember, it definitely without alif lam. Like Muhammadun.
Why was it Nuhin? Why was it Nuhi?
Why are you saying only one kasra?
Doesn't have alif lam in front.
No alif lam, so it must have tanween.
It's a name.
So, Muhammadun.
It's a proper noun in English.
So if it doesn't have alif lam, it must have tanween. So it has tanween here. So no alif lam, so it must have tanween. So qawmu Nuhin. This one, if you don't, this one, you're in big trouble. Abdullah means
The servant of Allah.
it's the servant of Allah. Mudaf and mudaf. Next one,
Laylatul Qadr.
meaning
The night of
night of power. Wa'd means promise. The wa'dullahi,
is the promise of Allah.
and the structure is called, the first word is called mudaf,
Mudaf, and the second is mudaf ilay.
مضاف إليه. Hukmullah, command of Allah. Yep. So the structure will be what? مضاف إليه. Translated as the promise of Allah. Yeah? However, if you want to use apostrophe S, you have to change the order around. It's very important to remember. That's why I recommend using the of, because it's very easy, because the of fits in that. The promise of Allah. You use the promise of Allah. But if you want to use apostrophe S, you have to change the order around. What would it be? Allah's promise. You see? So there are two ways to translate possession in English. If you have mudaf ilayh, there's two ways you can do it. One is you use the word of, one is you use the apostrophe S. If you use the of, you keep the same order. Book of Allah, Kitabullah, Rasulullah, Prophet of Allah, Wa'adullah, promise of Allah. But if you want to go the other way around, use apostrophe S, which you can use it, sometimes you will have to use it. But I prefer using the of for beginners, it makes it easier. But if you want to use that one, you have to use the opposite order. What is it? Allah's book, Allah's promise, Allah's messenger. Do you understand? The mudaf ilayhi was translated first if you use apostrophe S.
So would it then be mudaf ilayhi?
No, it's the same thing. But in English, the mudaf ilayhi change. For example, in English, this is always mudaf, this is mudaf ilayhi. And in English, this is mudaf, and this is mudaf ilayhi.
Yeah.
And in the apostrophe S, this is mudaf ilayhi, mudaf.
Yeah.
So the English order of mudaf ilayhi can come both ways. In Arabic, it's always mudaf ilayhi. But it's up to you how you translate it. If you use of, this goes straight off. Wa'adullah, promise of Allah. And if you use apostrophe S, you have to say Allah's promise. I think the easiest way is just use of for now, until you get familiar with it. Okay? Make sense?
But how would you say, how would you say mudaf ilayhi, mudaf, the second one, Allah's promise? How would you say that in Arabic?
Same thing as this?
Because
Because these two are the same thing. These two are the same thing.
The translation change.
If I say Allah's prophet, the prophet of Allah, is there any difference in English? I mean, the structure is different. What's the meaning?
Same thing.
Yeah. The teacher's pointer, the pointer of the teacher.
Yeah.
No difference.
So in Arabic, you wouldn't put wa'di on the other side.
No, because Arabic's only got one structure.
Okay.
English has two structures, Arabic has one way. You understand? So it doesn't matter what translation you use, it will always end up being this, because there's no two ways of doing Arabic. In English, there are two ways, so according to which way you use, you have to have different structures. But this is equal to either of these. You understand? It doesn't matter which one you use, it ends up being
So
this.
it's up to you then. The Arabic will never determine which one you use.
No.
Okay.
But sometimes you get in a position where the other one might not sound correct, or other one might be difficult to pronounce, or something. But yeah, the Arabic is, so you have this meaning, it can be expressed in either of these two ways. Okay? So what's the structure? The mudaf of the mudaf ilayh. The promise of Allah as a formula for translating mudaf ilayh. Or, if you want to use the apostrophe S, the mudaf ilayh's mudaf. Meaning you either use this way or that way. So just remember this formula. I recommend just using this one, especially at the beginning level, until you don't get confused. But I just brought it out so that if it comes up, you're aware of what's going on. But this is the easiest way, foolproof, because you just read it off as it is. Yeah? Now, let's use it in a sentence. So what's the structure? The structure of breaking down a sentence?
Jumlatul ismiya.
Jumlatul ismiya, jumlatul fi'liya. What is it? Jumla ismiya, jumla fi'liya? Jumla ismiya. After that, what do we have to look for now?
The thing?
No. If it's jumla ismiya,
Yeah.
how many parts?
Look for
The
ism.
ism, which is called the mubtada,
Yeah. Mubtada
and the khabar. What's the mubtada in here? Muhammadun. And is this a khabar on its own, or both words joined become the khabar?
Both.
Both joined become the khabar. Now that means that the khabar is a phrase. So let's analyze the phrase. Is it mawsuf sifa? Is Allah describing Rasul?
No.
Is this pointing towards Allah?
No.
So what does it have to be now?
مضاف إليه.
So it can't be mawsuf sifa. It's not ismul ishara. So it has to be mudaf. Mudaf ilayh. Translation will be mubtada is khabar. So Muhammad is Rasulullah. And then mudaf of the mudaf ilayh. So Muhammad is the Rasul, messenger of Allah. Got it?
Yeah.
Another one. Amana is to believe. Is a past tense verb meaning to believe. So how do you analyze this again? First thing you have to ask is it jumla ismiya or is it jumlatun?
Fi'li.
What is it?
It's amana, so that's a fi'l.
So
Jumlatul fi'liya.
jumlatun fi'liya. So then what do you have to look for now?
آمن الفعل
Fa'il, what else?
فاعل
Definitely. Maybe maf'ul, maybe zarf. Where's the fa'il?
آمن
Amana. Now, is this the fa'il and that maf'ul, or is it joined together? It's joined together. So this becomes what? Fa'il. And what's this made up? Is it mawsuf sifa?
Nope.
Why not?
Because they don't match in ding.
They don't match in ding. Is it ismul ishara musharun ilay?
No.
What is it going to be?
It can be
Mudaf, mudaf ilay. Translation? Amana means to believe. So, but remember, fa'il then the fa'il. So, Ahlul Kitab then amana.
The people of the book believe.
The people of the book. The mudaf ilay then amana. So the people of the book believed. Got it? Very good translation. Next one. First question. Okay, what's the first question?
Ismul ismiya or ismul fa'liya.
Jumlatul ismiya.
Jumlatul ismiya or jumlatul fa'liya.
Yeah, right. So what is it?
Fa'liya.
Because it starts with taqtuluna. Qatala yaqtulu qatlan. Go ahead, fill in. Jumla fa'liya. So what do you have to look for now?
The fi'l and the fa'il.
What's this?
That's the fi'l and the fa'il.
Fi'l and the fa'il. And that means this becomes what now?
The maf'ul.
Maf'ul. What's the structure of the maf'ul?
Sorry?
What's the structure of the maf'ul?
The structure of the maf'ul.
I mean, what is it? It's not one word, is it? It's two words. So it must have some kind of composition.
Yeah.
What is that structure and composition?
The...
Is it mawsuf sifa?
No.
Ismul ishara musharun ilay?
No.
Mudaf ilay?
Yes.
So this is going to be what? What's the first word called?
Ambiya.
What's the structure of that grammatical breakdown of that?
Mudaf.
Mudaf.
And the second is mudaf.
Second is mudaf ilay. And translation will be? Qatala yaqtulu means
Kill.
to kill. And who's doing the killing?
The Prophet of Allah.
No, they're maf'ul. They're maf'ul. So, يقتلوا يقتلان يقتلون تقتلوا تقتلان يقتلن تقتلوا تقتلان تقتلون جمع
Mudakkar.
مذكر حاضر غائب.
Hadir.
So there, so you male plural, and in its present tense are killing
The Prophet.
the prophets.
Of Allah.
So you plural are killing the prophets of Allah. Do you understand? Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So you have phrase, and the first one was now what? Descriptive phrase. What's the structure of the descriptive phrase? I'm going to.
Structure of it.
Yeah. What's the two elements of the descriptive phrase?
Mudaf.
No, the first one. Describing.
Describing.
Mawsuf.
Oh, mawsuf sifa.
Mawsuf sifa. The next one is what? What kind of phrase? The next one?
A demonstrative.
Demonstrative phrase made up of what?
Ismul ishara.
Ismul ishara, musharun ilay. And the third one then today is what?
It's the possessive phrase.
Possessive phrase made up of?
Mudaf and mudaf ilayh.
Mudaf and mudaf ilay. Got it? So keywords again are mawsuf, sifa, ismul ishara, musharun ilay, mudaf and mudaf ilay. Any questions?
I want to ask about another mudaf.
Yeah.
Just trying to recall some of the previous study I've done. It's only got like one fatha, one kasra.
Yeah, it has only one. Yeah.
But it's marifa,
Yes.
even though it's not got alam.
Yes. It's ma'rifa even though it doesn't have alif lam on it, correct?
Will it always be marifa?
No, it can become nakira as well. If the mudaf ilayh is nakira, that's something we'll do in section 2 inshallah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very important rule he mentioned that the I forgot to put it in here is that the mudaf will never have alif lam. That's very important. Remember, it doesn't have alif lam or tanween. Okay?
How come no one?
That's mudaf ilayh.
Oh, yeah.
So qawmu, it's not qawmun nuhin, it's qawmu nuhin. Okay? So the alif lam, the mudaf never has alif lam, nor does it have tanween. Okay? You got it? Right. So there's one more phrase, one more structure, two more phrases left. Inshallah, we'll try to finish this off soon. And then we go on to pronouns and sentences and within sentences, inshallah. Okay? Any questions so far?
No.
It's just getting a skeleton of how the language works. There's a lot more detail to come up, and that we'll discuss in due course, inshallah. But we just want to get you to understand how it's working. The words make sentences have slots can then be broken into phrases. That's how the language works. That's all I want you to understand for now. Even the vocabulary, we'll do that later on when you want to start the workbook. This is just to give you a brief overview of how the science and the language works. Okay? Subhanallah, bihamdi subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.